Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the Can You Speak Modulo 5 activity. The goals of this activity are to sort of introduce modular thinking in a more formal way and to build off the modular thinking intuition that we built in the last lesson with the Lunar New Year. So this is going to be to sort of formalize this clockwork arithmetic idea. One of the main tools that we'll be using to help cement these formal ideas is this manipulative that you see a picture of here, this Modulo 5 cup, I suppose. I've kind of redrew it here for clarity. The idea is that you have this cup inverted, and at the top you have, your name. Make sure everyone gets to put their name on there, and you have 0 through 4. And then on the sides, you have this number line that's sort of wrapped around the outside of it. Your LAs should be going over a number line idea on the slides, so this should build naturally. You'll take the number line, you wrap it around, and the way that you work with this is, say you want to figure out what 19 modulo 5 is. So you're gonna go right up to 19. That's right here, and then you're gonna travel up. And then what's the square up here on top? It's 4. So that tells us that 19 is, or I suppose 19 mod 5 gives us 4 from right there. So this is a great manipulative because this sort of modular arithmetic, it's not something that we use every day unless you're a specialized technician of some sort. So this is going to really help sort of solidify some of the ideas. And one of the first things that you'll be working on for the worksheet is actually playing with this cup and seeing what numbers we can compute, right? And so, for example, for 9 mod 5, you would start at 9 and you would go up, and then you say, oh, it's going to be 4, so we can go ahead and put 4 in right there. And so on and so forth. You could do the same thing for 19 like I did up there. Let's say you wanted to do 21. You start at 21, you go up, and you do 1. And as you start to do this activity, you want to generalize these sort of ideas. What does mod 5 mean? Does it mean do we have to do it off the cup, or can we kind of do it in our heads? And you can kind of tie it into mod 5 asks how much is left over when we take all the 5s out. Right? So 9, we can take a 5 out of there, and what's left over? It's 4. What about 19? Well, 19, we can take out 3 5s. We could take out 15. What's left over when we take out 15? It's also 4. And so this will help with the bigger numbers that are down here, right? So 38. Our cup's not big enough for 38, but we could still compute it, right? You just take out all the 5s that we can, and what's left over? Well, I think we could take out a bunch of 5s to get up to 35, and then that just leaves us 3 left over. And then you don't have to do this with just 5, right? You can also take out 10s, because those are just taking out 2 5s at once. So for 102, you could take out 10 10s, and you're left over with 2. No more 5s to take out of there. So it's just going to be 2. The negative one's a little tricky, but when you're doing these modulo equations, you notice that adding 5 to a mod equation doesn't change it. So, for example, up here, we've got, 9 mod 5 is 14, and 19 mod 5 is, 9 mod 5 is 4, and 19 mod 5 is also 4, right? It's because if we take 9 and we add 2 5s to it, we get 19. And adding those 2 5s doesn't change the mod, because when we calculate the mod, we take all the 5s out. So one way to approach this negative number question is, okay, well, maybe we can make it easier by adding some 5s into a number that we understand better. So if I take negative 4 and I add 5 to it, and you might need to break out the number line for adding negative numbers, that's okay. I think we get 1, so we can actually do this as 1 mod 5, no 5s to take out of 1, so it's going to be 1. So that's our answer. And then lastly, what is good is you can answer this last question, which really cements the idea that there's a bunch of things that modulo to the same number, right? 1 modulos to 1, -4 modulos to 1, 6 modulos to 1. I wouldn't just, rattle it off to your students like that, but see if they can come up with any, and don't forget to look at the cup. The cup's a great resource for this particular question, right? What gets you 4 mod 5? Well, it's all these numbers right here.